Welcome to Plant Healthcare Systems. My name is Bob. I'm going to show you the basic operating instructions of our Apex sprayers. This is our Apex 148. The operating instructions would be exactly the same for the 172. I'm going to start with the motor. So before starting the motor, you want to make sure at least one suction valve and one return valve are open. You also want to make sure that the valve for the pressure regulator is in the open position. And there is a valve down on our strainer. You would also want to make sure that that is open. Then to start the motor, you would want to open the valve for the fuel line. It's best to usually keep it in the shut position during traveling. You may or may not need to choke it depending on if you've been using it or not. And then to start it, just turn the key. You may need to adjust the throttle a little bit to start it. Next, our manifolds. We have 4 manifolds. There's a pressure manifold, return, suction, and a transfer. The pressure manifold would have the valves to each one of the hose reels. This one has 3. There is one on the driver's side also. These valves are for jet agitation in case you would need extra agitation more than just the return from the pump. This valve is for our eductor tank, which is for mixing, and I will go over that, what this valve does a little bit later. And then, of course, the pressure regulator. So the green knob is what will adjust your pressure, and then this will cause the system to be pressurized. The return manifold would have, of course, a valve for each of your mix tanks. It also has a valve on it for the eductor. It would be the this one would be the eductor supply, and then this is the eductor return. And again, I'll discuss those more when we go over the eductor tank. The suction manifold, again, valve for each one of the mix tanks. It also has a valve for fresh water. So if you'd want to purge the system with fresh water, you can open this valve. And this line does have a check valve on it, so there's no chance of contaminating the freshwater tank. And then the transfer pump, or the transfer manifold, would be to, of course, move fresh water into your mix tanks. To use it, you can open the valve to the tank you want to fill, and then the switch for it is actually back here. We have the switch back here so that you can actually watch the fill line as the tanks are filling and then turn it off when it reaches the point you want it at. Once you're done filling the tank, just close the valve. Our electric panel is right here. It has a main switch on it that will turn off all the power. It has breakers on it in case one of your electrical systems gets overloaded and trips the breaker. The little buttons will push out. You just push the button back in to reset the system. And also there is a switch here for the hand wash, which is right here. To mix product, you would want to have the pump on and running, and have the valves open to the tank you're wanting to mix. On a side note, we do color coordinate all of our valve handles. It's part of our just trying to help improve PHC workflow. So again, valves open to the tank you're wanting to mix. You would want to pressurize the system at about 250 to 300 psi. It does work a little bit better if you mix when the tank is about half full. The higher the more volume of water in the tank, you may need to increase the pressure just a little bit more. Then once you have the system running, valves open to the tank you're wanting to mix, these valves, so this is the eductor supply, and this is the eductor return. So if you open this one up first, just part way, a little bit of water will fill up into the tank. You can close it again. With water in the tank, you can then mix your product into there. You don't have to do it that way, but you can add a little bit of water in there depending on the product that you're using. Once you have your product in there, opening up both valves at the same time will then empty that tank. Once it's emptied, if you want to backflush it just a little bit, partially close one valve, it will fill up with some more water, and then open it again. Once it is empty, close both valves at the same time. And then you're mixed in that tank, you're ready to go. If you had mixed with the tank partway full, then just continue to fill it up with the transfer pump. Next is our fill system. These valves open up knife valves at the top of the tank. So they're marked for each tank, and then you would hook up your fill system down here. And this valve is used to select the tank. So it is marked on both sides, 100 gallon or 300 gallon. It's to mix the we only have, in this particular truck, fill going to the fiberglass tank, which is split 300 and 100 gallon. And then when you're done filling, just close the valves. Our strainer is right here. There is a valve on the strainer. If you close the valve, or else a lot of water from the rest of the system is going to come gushing out. So if you close the valve, just the water that is in the strainer will come out. At the back of the truck, we have our freshwater fill system. We keep it at the back of the truck because that's where you would have your like backpack sprayers, or we have our IPM caddy stored at the back. And it's connected to the freshwater tank at the front of the truck. This handle swivels a little bit, and you would turn it on and then squeeze the trigger, and it will start filling up the tank. All right, so those are the basic operating instructions of our Apex sprayers, and we will be doing some more detailed videos at a future time. So thank you.